Oh, hell yeah. All right, so I don't know what day of physical therapy it, but we missed like almost 3 weeks, I swear. We were sick with COVID, but we're getting back into it. And now we're just kind of enjoying. I think I will enjoy doing physical therapy, even if it's just in the evening time. So, oh man. Oh, I just ate some watermelon. Stomach's grumbling. All right, so what the hell do we even do? I totally forget. Oh yeah, we do this one. It's such a weird one, but it's actually pretty therapeutic. All right, so we've done them all, but what we want to do, I want to use this time to like, hell yeah, this is my last time to like socialize, even if it's just with a camera. And I swear, what I want to talk about is like, well, trying to make better math videos. Like that's the only type of video that I'm just. No, we do it my style. We just do it. We take 2 hours to do just like one problem, and then we film ourselves. We get the right answer in the end. It's just no one's gonna watch that. Um, but I do have an intrigue with math right now, especially physics, because physics is just it's real difficult. Like no one, you think physics is fun until you have to do physics problems, and you're like, what? Like my grade depends on my answer because my answer's not going to be right. So that's physics in a nutshell. You're like, this is the worst subject in the world. It's almost impossible to know anything about physics. Yet it's supposed to be fun, you know what I mean? Because like, hey, we all like to drive fast, and that's physics. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, okay. Well, let's get into it because, like, we all know an I beam is strong, and I love material mechanics. I know that just spot on, and that's technically physics. I mean, it's a branch of physics. But hell yeah, I can tell you exactly why an I beam is strong, and it just has to do with the shape. It has nothing to do with the material. The material's the same. You know what I mean? Whether you make just like a solid bar or you turn it into an I beam, if you got the same amount of material, the I beam is definitely going to be stronger. It's just because of the shape. You just change the shape. That shape's huge. And anyway, and then you can easily teach someone why that shape is stronger. Well, actually, you use like the shape. The shape is like an equation. So and when you go to figure out how strong like a I beam is, when you go use it as a bridge, drive your car over it. Hell yeah! Part of that equation is like, whoa, there's a shape number. That's how I explain it. You know what I mean? And hell yeah, an I beam's got a bigger shape number because it's got more. And in a nutshell, what the hell does that mean? Well, it's just got more stuff away from the center. So that gives because I've been getting into physics and the property of inertia, and it has nothing to do with what an I beam is. Well, kinda, um, but because an I beam's strong because it's got a lot of stuff, all over the place. You know what I mean? On top, typically just on top and bottom. Like the middle part, don't really. Who cares about that? But the fact that you can do an easy equation of being like, yeah, take the area of the top part and then multiply by, the distance from the middle squared. Take that distance and square it, and then hell yeah. And then you got two parts of an I-beam. So do that twice, and then you get that shape number. So it's literally as easy as that. Now, when it comes to inertia, that's what I want to learn. All right, we got to do a new exercise. When it comes to inertia, it's the same thing. Instead of just like the area, though, how we have the area of the I beam and then the distance, from the middle and then square it. Inertia is saying, hey, let's do this. So if you have like a solid round bar and just cut like a 4-inch chunk, and then you have like a pipe and cut a 4-inch chunk and roll them down a hill, roll them down anything. You know what I mean? Figure that out. But the pipe is always going to roll slower, and to a degree, if you have a real thin pipe with just a tiny hole in it, and then this huge huge chunk of round steel, well, I think just based on, now I don't know, I could be just giving you just crap information right now, but I would imagine like the more massive, the huge steel cylinder totally full of steel, the more massive it is, the slower it's going to roll. But once it gets up to speed, hell yeah, you ain't stopping that thing. It's going to be like a train. But that's why it would roll slowly. So that's one aspect of rolling slowly. But if you just have the same shape, the same diameter of a circle, and one's a hollow hoop and the other is totally filled with steel, the one totally filled with steel is going to go way faster. The one with the hoop, I don't know. It's because all the mass is just right at the end. It's actually like, well, and then I was comparing it to like, hey, you know how like when you start to like do anything like spinning like a 360 and you put out your hands, you're going to go way the hell slower. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you're trying to do a backflip, don't, backflip's kind of interesting, but gymnastics, you always want to tuck in to spin faster and then untuck. So a hoop is basically you're just untucked, and worse, you have no mass in the center. So you're just taking all your mass, cutting it up into pieces, and then throwing it out where your hands and arms and feet and head should be. You're taking all your mass and then throwing it in the slowest part, So thinking about it that way, well, that actually makes sense to me. And I made a real bad video. Made some bad Shaun White jokes because he has no mass in the middle. It's just all big gloves and a big helmet and a big old snowboard. Else he's just like no mass. He's just real skinny. Okay. But hell yeah. So the idea of just conceptualizing, we are like gonna, we're so tight back here, we're going to kill ourselves. Oh. Yeah, we forgot that. We forgot the two main stretches, and then we got to get the hell to bed. We'll do a couple more. But hell yeah, this is the one this is why it's screaming. Yeah, this stretch. Stretch out the hamstring. Okay, well, end of video. I think that was the take-home point. If you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Like if I'm doing a cartwheel or 360 on skis, and if you're doing the triple axel, you need to tuck in. The second even you just stick your arm and think about it. Like, oh, okay, that's crazy. Think, okay, this is perfect. Inertia, like that person, the skater, guy, girl, doing the triple axel. I mean, they can do like 4 now, the quad. But doing the triple axel, like all your mass is just like booyah, right on the axis of rotation, and think about that. I mean, you got a 200-pound skater, and then what? They throw their arms out, and then they slow down, like just even when they're doing the little spins, just in place. And then they can go like 100 miles an hour, you know what I mean? Woo, woo, woo. And then all they do is just stick their, skinny arms out, and then they just instantly slow down almost to a stop. Like, that's insane. That literally shows why the hoop spins way the hell slower than just the solid disc. Because the solid disc is at least, it's got, some mass in the center that's real easy to spin. But I mean, just when we're spinning a skate, I can't figure skate. But if you're a figure skating, you throw your arms out. What do your arms weigh? Like 10 pounds? Your body weighs 200, but that's enough to almost slow your whole momentum to a friggin' stop. So think about that hoop. All the mass is just in like the worst place. Now I say worst place, but it's just for rotational inertia. It don't really matter. Actually, I don't know. Like if you're the, I was thinking about that Red Bull guy who jumped out of I don't know, the International Space Station just to land on Earth. He didn't jump out of the International Space Station, but that he started rotating. Oh my God, how did he not die? You know, there's some crazy miracles that happen. You're just like, whoa. You know, I've got to watch that. We should all watch that. That's the craziest feat of the last decade. Jumping out from space. It was all black up there. Earth just looked blue, and then where he was, it was black. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And then he got to spinning, and hell yeah. So in that case, you wouldn't want to spin. Obviously, something that. Why are we talking about that? Oh yeah, because a hoop spinning down doesn't mean like a hoop is a dumb. It actually probably means it's superior. It's because it's so whatever the inertia or whatever. All your mass is as far away from the center as possible, and because the equation for that, for the inertia equation, well, is a little the mass and then the distance that it's away from the center and square that. So it's really similar to the I-beam shape number, you know, or the I-beam shape number, that's called the moment of area. Now the inertia is just inertia. I think it's like I don't know. Is it the second moment of inertia? No, the I-beam is called second moment of area. And I don't know what the first moment of area is. It's probably like, you know, one of those things where you go to like oh yeah, like, oh, what's the, you know, just any cartoon where your kid's like, hey, we're going to Big Hero 5. You're like, well, I've never seen Big Hero 4. You know what I mean? So I think it's like that second moment of area. Who the hell knows? Actually, I think there is a first. I'll have to look that. Is there a first moment of area? Because there's probably not a third moment of area. This stretch is so good. I can do that all night, and then we got to do this one for my back. All right, but hell yeah, that's why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? You get to see me doing physical therapy. We're doing it, but then I get to talk about the subjects I want to talk about. You know what I mean? How ridiculous. You know, just how you can. I don't know. I don't get. And I think I could even challenge smart people. Because it's just like, yeah, you know something, but like, do you? No. It's just like when it came to actually like welding steel and making something, there is such a difference between someone like me going through engineering, you know what I mean, and then graduating, and then saying, nah, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and then starting to get into like metals and welding, and then just like figuring out how strong stuff is. You're like, whoa, and then bring it like bridging the two together. You're just like, wow. So I can even challenge smart people of like, and yeah, even smart people, they know they have no practical knowledge. You know what I mean? They know when they're like watching someone weld, they're just like, yeah, I'm smart, but yep, I don't have no skills. I can maybe make a nice cake, but that is, I can't weld. You know, we all know that. So that's the disparity between learning stuff with math equations and then just never friggin', you know, just having a who cares mentality. And then, you know, the application's real important to me. And just the bridge, you know what I mean? The bridge between maybe where you're at. Maybe you are the welder and you don't know anything about like F equals ma. Well, that's the gap we're trying to bridge. All right, and I don't know if I want to do too much else. Hell yeah, we're already at 4. We did 14 minutes of the same stretch. That's ridiculous. But we're gonna do this one. But yeah, learning about inertia and just learning about physics. Like I'm teaching myself how to play piano, and it's just like whatever I do is just amazing. You know, who cares? Like last month I did not know how to play piano, and now I can almost do some pretty cool stuff. Same thing with physics. You know what I mean? Just think about that. Same thing with math. It's just like hell yeah, purposefully be wrong. That's the thing, is I've been making videos and it's just like, even if I say something that's god awful wrong, whether it's on purpose or just even on accident, well, that's actually good, because it actually gets, the second you hear something that sounds wrong, you're just like, holy Toledo. Then your mind actually starts paying attention. If you're just watching, just a smart, YouTuber scientist that graduated with a PhD in whatever subject they're telling you, you know what I mean? Great. It ain't sinking in your mind. You know what I mean? It'll be entertaining, because it's got 1 million views. But no, it's so interesting. The second you hear something kind of like wrong, you're like, no. Then your brain actually starts. You're just like, no, I can prove that that's wrong. I think we're basically done. We're gonna do this stretch. Hell yeah! This is kind of like the 2-for-1. Oh, no, we definitely want to do, we're supposed to strengthen this leg up. So you come here and sit, and then worse, I just have to almost put all the pressure into this leg, just so this one's almost floating. Hell yeah. Alright, so yeah, this shuts me up. Damn. Alright, so we're done talking about math and science. I gotta get some sleep. It's already like 2 a.m. And, man, I think I'm gonna have to wake up at 7:30. So just one of those days. But that's the crazy. I got 12 hours of sleep last night. So because I had a 5-hour sleep, and then I got 12 hours, and then tonight I'm gonna get 5, and then probably tomorrow I'll get 12. I don't know. My life's crazy. We all know that, but we're doing good. We're doing good. Hell yeah, this is a good one. It kind of burns. Alright, man, it feels good getting back into the physical therapy, and I think we found a shtick. Hell yeah, I just get to talk about whatever for 17 minutes. Alright, thanks for joining me, and guess what? That's a video.